Hello book lovers and welcome to another episode of the Monday Book Club. This week we are looking at Stormfront by Jim Butcher. It's the first in the Dresden Files series of supernatural detective fiction. Now, because it's the first book in a series, you have to expect that it's not going to have everything that you would expect from the entire series as a whole. When you think about, for example, Star Trek, you would think about the way the Vulcans have their mind meld facility, their Vulcan nerve grip and things like that. Not all of that is present, of course, in the first few episodes because it builds and builds and builds up. So when you look at the Dresden Files as a whole, there's a certain set of things you expect from it. The Wizards' Council has a lot of political intrigue. There are different factions of vampires and things like that. Not all of that is here. However, the foundations for all of that are very definitely present. This is a series that really feels real from the moment that you start. So that's really good from my point of view. It's got a solid foundation for the series. The mainstays of the set are here, of course. We have the wizard, who's also a private detective. He's solving crimes. He's got problems because of the Wizards' Council that don't really like him, don't really trust him. Themes that keep going throughout the entire series. We also have his main ally, Bob the Talking Skull, which is great. If you've ever seen the TV show and you're going, what? Talking Skull? That's because the TV show changed it. Not the only thing it changed, but that's beside the point. We're on about the books here. The book itself, it's a good mystery. It's got a good set of social commentaries about the dangers of drugs and things like that. So expect a little bit of pop culture reference and social commentary if you start reading the series, because it keeps going. But it's here and it's very good fun. And that's the main thing that you take from this kind of book and from the series as a whole. Stormfront is good fun. It's action-packed, it's quite fast-paced. Most of the chapters end on a cliffhanger that makes you want to read the next one, which is kind of how he's done his formula. And there's a definite formula to his writing here. He has an idea of what he wants to do, how it's going to be set out, and he keeps with that style all the way through. So you get what you expect from the rest of the books, and that's very good. And sticking with the idea of getting what you're expecting, the Dresden Files as a whole, and Stormfront especially, has this idea that there's a kind of refuge in audacity to a certain extent. Things get a bit strange and out of hand very, very quickly, and then you feel that the main character isn't so much the master of his own destiny as being dragged along behind the horse called Destiny, screaming and shouting because he's got his foot caught in the reins, that kind of thing. It's that kind of experience. He's battered and bruised all the way through, and yet he still keeps going because he has this determination and grit that makes him want to get to the bad guy and punch them out. It's that kind of book, and I really enjoyed it for that. So, I can't recommend this enough. I love this series. The first book is great. Some of the other ones are slightly better, but each of them is very good. And Stormfront is no exception in that regard. So, I highly recommend it. Okay, that's Stormfront by Jim Butcher. It's very, very good. You can get it on Kindle as well as in print. I prefer the print ones because they look nice on a shelf. But maybe that's just me. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been the Monday Book Club. Next week we're talking about Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. So if you want to read ahead, that's a good idea. And then you can join in the discussions in the comments on what you think about the book. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you did like this, remember to click the like button. Share it with your friends so that they know a good book when they see it. And do subscribe for future videos because we'll be more in the future. But until next time, I've been Zoe Kirk-Robinson. You've been watching the Monday Book Club. We'll be back next week with another book. But until then, see you later.